be eating during...
That was like the perfect time.
Nice
Thanks,
start
John.
to it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Thanks, John.
somebody decided they were going to eat a cookie or whatever, like right in that moment. So, you know, I blame that on you. Anyway, welcome to those of you who might be here because we kind of did this
Impromptu.
spontaneously, I guess.
Oh, that's the word.
This kind of
Spontaneous.
goes.
Yeah.
Spontaneous, yes. For
go.
those of you who might be new or seeing this after the live is over, basically, my name's Derek, and with me is the incredible and wonderful...
I'm not incredible and wonderful, but I am Larry. How you doing?
Yes, Larry. Thank you for being here with me. And John is supporting us through our heads. Nobody else can hear him because he doesn't want to be heard sometimes, which is sad.
He's a bashful guy.
He is. Figment of our imaginations collectively. But what we're doing here with Sony After Hours support, this is the extra that we try to do weekly. Basically here just answer any questions you might have about Sony. Those of you who are going to be here to join us while we're live, throw some questions in the comments. I know it's pretty quiet because we're like, hey, we didn't set this up yet because we got a lot going on because we will actually not be around next week actually for the next couple of weeks because even going right into CES, but we will have a special CES show at night on the whatever day that is.
Have we nailed down the details on the CES show, or are we just kind of winging that one?
I think we're mostly set, you know, aside from last night when we had an extended call to ask about where we're going to do it.
We have
There's somebody remembers bringing that question up. Anyway,
curveballs.
Yes,
that's
yes.
what they are.
We adapt. Having a Leo. Hey, welcome. And Big Phil, hey, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
I read that differently, Derek. I see, hey.
That's fair. That's fair. That's awesome. I didn't really know how many people were actually going to see this because we didn't have like a prep for it. So, Vidon's back too. Welcome.
Love it.
So it's cool.
You know what this tells me? This tells me that these are like our ride or die peeps that have not only our subscribers, and thank you all for that, but they've got the notification bell on too.
Yeah.
So shout out for you guys.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. This is awesome. But yeah, let us know in the comments what's going on. We don't really have particular plans. I know there was a couple things we wanted to talk about just to talk, kill some time. But if you have any questions, let us know.
What do you want to start off talking about?
So is your TV sharing is good to go, right?
For now.
Maybe. in theory, anyway.
For now. It looks
okay.
I'm going to trust John. Yeah.
Okay. Trust John. So if you could run that, I'm going to talk you through this thing that I just learned, which, somebody's missing video. John, what'd you do? Okay. Big Phil. Hopefully you're not alone in this. I'm going to see if I can double check here as well, just to see, because so it's all about is seeing Larry's beautiful face. Okay, looks good from what I see.
Okay. We're okay.
You good?
I think we're good. I'm going to follow whatever. Yeah, whatever you tell me to do, Derek. I've got a remote in my hand, and I'm going to push buttons.
All right. So, quick settings menu.
Boom. Okay. Here we go.
Go to this Bravia notifications over to the left there.
Oh, okay.
Press and hold the center button, the select button.
First of all, don't judge me for not opening these notifications and clearing them out.
I'm the same way.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll go. No. I'll bring it back. Yeah, okay. Press and hold the center button.
Yes.
Okay.
You can move it and hide it in the quick settings. I didn't know that.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
What?
I know. Did you know you could do that? I actually did not know that until I got a message from Trey last night when he was checking on something from somebody. I don't want to say the name. And he's like, I configured my quick settings. He forgot how he said it, but he's like, I moved my picture settings over by the sound settings or something. I was like, wait, that's a thing. So I just tried it like you can do with other apps. And I was like, oh my gosh. And you can hide them, the ones that you don't use.
Oh, and just like that, it's gone. I think it's
Oh, that was
important
awesome.
to mention. Yeah, no, it is. And for those of you all who are like me and you play around with settings and you hide something by mistake, all you have to do is scroll all the way to edit,
Yes.
and you can add it back. There it is right there. Bravia notifications. I can just select
Good call.
it, pull down, close, and it puts it at the end because it deemed it not as important as it once was. Okay, cool.
Oh, but you can move it.
Or I can move it, but
Yep.
I'll just elect to hide it. Thank you for sharing, dude.
There you
That
go.
that
Yeah.
was pretty
So I thought that was
awesome,
pretty
man.
cool. So we need to stop for a moment.
Okay.
True. That does, yes, that is dependent on the model that you have. Sorry, nobody
Okay.
can hear John. That would have been great for John to just say that
Yep.
versus talking. And then now he's talking over me talking, which is,
Which
I
is
try to
it just completely
ignore
complicates
it.
things.
But,
Yeah.
so for a moment, Gregory he has a question before we get swamped. So let's address
Okay.
that. So yes,
Okay.
we appreciate that. And then we'll get to these other questions. Thank you again to those people who have joined us. Gregory, hello and welcome. He says, hey, just bought a Sony Inzone M3 monitor. I think I've been talking to you. How long will it continue to get support for the software updates? I believe I've been talking to you through some of the comments. I've been trying to keep up with that. Currently a one-man army, so I'm trying. So I apologize for the delays. That is a great question.
That was a shot at me. I'm sorry, Derek.
It's not.
I have not
It's
been doing
not.
my job with support.
We are rolling out some plans, but because of holiday business and the support team that we have works in the field and all that stuff, CES, things are pushed back. But we're going to have a big team supporting YouTube comments on everything posted on Sony Connect channel. So if you think that's awesome and helpful, please subscribe. That would be great. Show that the efforts we're putting in, we can keep doing to support you guys. So great question. Now to answer it, that is a very tough one that I really can't answer. The lifetime in terms of firmware updates for any product, it's hard to say because there will come a point where the software needs go beyond what the hardware is actually capable of doing. And at that point, that's typically where things change. Those of you who have had like an older TV, 10 years old, maybe more, 15, where you might notice that really popular apps, even like YouTube, suddenly don't work because the needs of the software go beyond what the hardware is capable of within the TV. So when it comes to the Inzone M3, I wish I could answer specifically, but I don't have an answer. So hopefully you did get it updated because I know we were going back and forth on that. Sorry for some of the delays. It's it's a lot, but thank you. I appreciate that for the sub. But yeah, let us know if you have any questions in the future. But really, just make sure that you keep an eye on it. Since you have the Inzone Hub software, you can always check it right there, and it'll tell you if there's an update available as well. Yep. But I appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Dude, you nailed that. Usually I try to find areas where I can jump in and add something, but you nailed that.
It's a really, honestly, that's such a common question, but it's such a legitimate one too, because man, you buy a product and you want it to last forever until you get that thing that you can't afford, that really bright and shiny thing. You're like, ooh, that's the one I need to get and I can't afford it. But
yeah, that's the story of my life. But yes.
Yeah, you chase every shiny thing that says Sony on it.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna need one of those to make a video. Sure you are.
And then once I get it, it's like, oh, I didn't think they were actually gonna say yes.
Doesn't always work, but hey, props to you for trying. All right, so Vedant's got a question there too. Did you see any burn-in yet on your A95K?
Not a single. Listen, look, here's the deal. It's funny. I can't call out the install. Yeah, I'm gonna be careful. My installer. I don't. Not yet. So, but anyway, my installer. First of all, my installer is dope. If you follow any installers on social media, YouTube, or any other platform, you may follow him. He's crazy funny. Anyway, he installs things, and I'm glad you asked that question about the A95K. I've had my A95K mounted in my living room for about a year now. Not only that, it's recessed all the way into the wall with like millimeter space all the way around it. Like I have to get a pry tool to pull that out using the SUWL 855 ultrasound wall mount. Anyway, but some of the comments when he posted a video regarding that was the fact that it's in this little niche. Would you increase the likelihood of burn-in or image retention because of the thought that there isn't enough space to dissipate the heat, right? And again, like tons of comments, just whatever. I just charge them to trolls, but that is the most watched TV in the house. It is on in a 24-hour period. That TV is on, usually on animation, usually on Vivid. About 16 hours a day. I have not even done a panel refresh on it. There's no image retention. For those that don't know, image retention is a temporary image that stays on the screen that once you do a panel refresh, it goes away. Burn-in is a permanent. Some of your cell phones probably have this. You know who you are. But burn-in is when the image is burned in actually to the pixels and to the screen, and it stays. No matter what you do, it's always there. So that's a permanent issue. Anyway, I have not even so much as have experienced any image retention, and I have not done a panel refresh yet on my A95K, and it's killing it in there. So short answer, no. I don't expect any. I should have just said no, right?
I was going to take that opportunity when you stopped for a moment to breathe to just say what he means to say is no.
Can we talk a little bit, Derek? Can you tell them a little bit about why I have not experienced that and some of Sony's technology that's in place that helps mitigate that potential problem?
Sure. Yes. Well, I mean, that may not be as interesting, but with pixel shift, it's actually designed to help mitigate that. There's also backlight limiting control to make sure that it's not going to be too intense for too long. So there's definitely some technology in there to help mitigate it. And I know early days of OLED technology in TVs, that was a pretty common issue. I have an A1E, the first Sony OLED. I still don't have burn-in on that. Now, granted, I haven't used it in about 5 or 6 months, but I did use it for 6 years.
Dang, that's
maybe
crazy.
7, something like that. First big, sorry, I was corrected by John, who you can't hear, so it makes it really awkward. So now I need to reiterate it. But you need a mic, John, because you'll add so much value. Anyway, but yes, it's the first big screen 4K Sony OLED because we did the, what was it, XEL1? Is that the model number? So if you're interested, check that out online. Google the XEL1 from Sony. It's pretty cool. But yeah, even from that, I still never got any burn-in on that TV, which is awesome. I'm so glad. That's why I'm so torn on what to do with the TV. So I don't really have a space for it. But it's not junk because it works. So anyway.
That's the key. That's the key.
Yeah. But that kind of leads to another OLED question, but not specifically OLED. Another question is, and maybe you might have some more insight because I know you're more in on this, Larry, yourself, but says, okay, we'll get to Daniel. We'll get to your question in 1 second. But what is the future of Sony Pictures Core? Something we may not be able to talk about because we don't know. How can we purchase credit? What's next after account expiration? From a Sony A95L 77-inch owner. Congratulations, great choice.
Yeah, I can answer that question. Think about your credits as a gift from Sony for you for purchasing a TV to be able to take a look at some great content, but also, if you haven't done so already, enable PureStream to see if you are, obviously, where's my legal disclaimer? Network connection speeds, what is it, 25 megabytes minimum required to use PureStream? I think that's what it is. But the purpose of the credits is to say, hey, here's our gift to you for choosing Sony. That's the first thing. Second thing is, here's some great content, and you can experience PureStream, which you can't get anywhere else, which for those that don't know, PureStream is the closest thing to Blu-ray quality picture and sound that you can get from a streaming platform. It is exclusively only on Sony Pictures Connect. Now, for the most important part of your question is, the platform itself is designed to be similar to any other streaming platform where you have a rent or purchase sort of a situation with movies. So I know because it's launched with the subscription where you get tons of free content and you get those credits that you can redeem. After that, it turns into more of a video on demand or movie on demand type of a platform. Now, what the future's holding, to Derek's point, is there's still ongoing discussions with Sony for on the Sony Pictures side, who owns and runs that platform, as to what the future is, how they can continue to sort of modify it to be more appealing to consumers. So, any feedback you have, look, we'll definitely pass that along. Some things that you would like to see on the platform, but as it stands right now, credits are offered in the beginning. Subscription is going to be based upon the most recent TV purchased, and it will expire either 1 year or 2 years after. Depends on the model you purchased. And finally, just recapping, everything will turn into video on demand if you don't have any more credits. One last thing. If there's an early release to a movie on Sony Pictures Core, this is a new thing, and I don't want, and this is already confusing enough, but before, one credit would not allow you early access to, let's see, the latest, web slinging movie. Now we have it to where if you have available credits and there is a new movie that goes there before any other streaming platform, you can redeem, I think, 2 credits that will allow you that early access while still in theaters if that movie is deemed to be on Sony Pictures Core. So again, as you can see, it's kind of a fluid situation that they're still discussing, and we'll get more details as they become available.
Yeah, and like Larry said, let us know, because we do take the bits of feedback and suggestions, and we can offer them to the right people, get them into the right hands or minds, if you will. What happens after that, unfortunately, we don't know, but for sure, this is really kind of the purpose of what we're doing, is not only to support you when we can, but to be the ears for Sony and the smarter people that can try to implement some of these things. But yeah, we'll kind of see. They are sort of a semi-separate entity from what we're a part of, so we don't really have a lot of the insight into that. But whenever there are going to be any changes, we'll definitely be sure to let everybody know about that. Speaking of future, Daniel, get back to your question. Sorry for the delay. Hi guys, love these shows. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I want to know if Sony is planning for more gaming support on their high-end TVs. Would love to have an FPS counter if possible. Thanks, and have a great Christmas. Great Christmas to you as well. That is one of those things that is not the first time we've heard that. Right. And I have shared that. What is going to be done with that, I don't know. But Larry and I were actually just talking 2 hours ago or whatever. We were actually talking about what other cool things could be added for the gamer. I myself am one of those people, so I would love to see what could be done in the future, but let us know what other things you'd like to see. I will say this, and I don't think I did actually ask about the semi-frame counter. When you're in VRR and you pull up the game menu, it will show in the bottom what your actual refresh is. Typically, it'll be about 120 if that's what you're running. But I have noticed that some games, when it actually drops, you actually see it change all the way down to 80, 60, everything in between kind of in that moment. So that's something you could check on if your TV does support that. But to go into other cool features with gaming, I'd like to know what sort of ideas you guys have. It'd be cool to see great ideas from the people who are out there that want to use these things. So let us know what you think.
That's a good request. That's the exciting thing for me for CES is it's one of the, like, periodically or occasionally throughout a 12-month cycle, we'll hop on a conference call or talk to someone, the engineers directly in Tokyo. But CES is awesome because not only will we be there, but they have this hunger to talk to sort of all of us as representatives in North America to find out what people are talking about, what they're looking for. It's a chance for Derek and I face to face, and John, because he's listening to him, to be able to express a lot of these things aside from the emails and messages that we continue to send. So I am excited about being able to do that.
Awesome. I love it. Your audio went a little weird. I don't know if everybody heard that, but it sounded like it got back. It came back at the end. So
did it? Did it?
Yeah. So anyway,
I blame this on John.
Never. He can't defend himself. So yeah, it was John. Nobody can hear him, no matter what he says. Vedant has an interesting request. Not really a question, but I like it. Please add a keyboard, apps list, and microphone for Google Assistant in Bravia Connect app. Interesting.
Okay. Listen,
I know you've been using it more than I have. So
man, I am taking all Bravia Connect app requests. I have a running list that I share. I will add that to the list right there with quick access, like the quick settings menu on the TV. The request was for a customizable, and I can't remember who made that request, but customizable tabs where you can add, I want this quick access button that's underneath the controls and the settings function. So I will add that to the list. I like it.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah, keep up those requests. We will definitely share them for sure. Also, and this is one not new to the list, but need to unlock a second sub option for Bravia Quad. Definitely have heard that not only for the Quad, but just all of the other bars that support, the SW3, SW5, but to be able to do multiples. Now, the receivers, the ES the new ES receivers in the AN1000 are capable of 2 subs of this same model, but that's a different sort of experience than the Quad or the bar 8, bar 9, something like that. So, but yeah, that's something that I have heard a couple of times, and have definitely shared that for sure. Shout out to a couple of folks that have just joined. Wait, what'd you say?
No, I was gonna say dual subs kind of started to get kind of quiet until the announcement. Okay, you guys can't hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
dual subs started to quiet down. I remember ST5000 back in those days. Dual sub was being requested. Then it got quiet, and then we came out with the AN1000 and the ES line of receivers, and then new life. And I'm with you. So we made the request. It would be nice to be able to have that.
I love it. I want to give a shout out to a couple, bunch of people that joined in. Luca, what's going on? Good to see you back. Tony, thanks for joining us. Mason is back as well, and a name I have not seen in a minute. We were just asking about that the other day. STE is back in the house. Great to have you back. It's been a minute, so welcome. STE, and Blue Video as well. Thanks for being here. We appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, let us know. We're just kind of chatting. We don't really have an agenda. We're probably maybe another 20 minutes or so, let's call it. And we're just gonna hang out, talk about some stuff. There was Vedant has another one for you. Also, volume up down is laggy on A95L and Quad using the TV remote, but Apple TV remote controls volume directly over HDMI, so the up down is done smoothly. So please fix this too. There you go. That's another one to add. Your wheels are turning slowly, possibly, but they're turning. What's going on?
I'm all about. They were moving slowly because I was trying to talk myself out of saying this. I've actually experienced that as well, and it has been reported. So I was debating on that. I'm not confirming that that's a known issue because it could be a variety of things. I don't know the quality of my HDMI cables, or again, it could. Anyway, I'm just saying, but the fact that this is the first time I've heard it outside of my one-time experience. So I will, I'll communicate that over again, just that it's come in a public forum, see what we can look at. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Cool. Yeah, especially if there are issues, we do like to, I don't like to hear it, but if there is something that comes up, it is important. And not everything is like an actual issue. Sometimes it is user error. Sometimes it's just a little bug that just needs a reset or something reconnected. But if you do have those issues, please let us know. I know I've gotten some emails about some things that it's been like, oh, you just got to do this. And they're like, it works now. That's great. Yeah. Some people actually solved it themselves, which is even better. So sometimes I can't test it out. Anyway, Luca's got a question. Don't have an answer, but here we go. Any chance of Sony shows coming to Bravia Core, Sony Pictures but the series is what makes people come back.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because we really don't have any insight into it, but I agree. I think that's what brings me back to specific video apps is a new season of something, or sort of movie version of some show or something. But yeah, it'd be cool to see that happen, especially because Sony does have a lot of TV IPs, so that'd be pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's almost strange, because if you remember Crackle, right? Crackle was like completely free, but it had original programming on there, original shows. Which
I actually didn't know that.
Yep, it did.
Wow.
I wish I could describe it, but there was one that I got really caught up in. I'm like, dude, where's this been all my life, right? And then it went away. But if it was on any other platform, it would have blown up as a great show. But there have been a lot of questions that we've been asked, like what's some of the hesitancy in consumer acceptance of Sony Pictures Core, and we've communicated that the fact that it's a platform right now that relies on movie content, you're at the mercy of movies being released and then working themselves through the cycle from theaters to streaming in home, and then obviously Sony Pictures on top of that. So we'll continue to ring that bell, because original content would definitely take SPC to a whole nother level. So yeah,
that would be cool to see.
Yep.
And they're talking about some great Sony shows that some are on other providers, if you will. But yes, totally agree with the comments that I see there for sure.
That's the you put the comment up. Yeah, that's the challenge that we have as a content creation company, right? Because if we enter into a contractual, and I'm not trying to speak on any legal whatever, but if let's say we had a contractual agreement that this streaming platform X has exclusivity on this particular piece of content, then we can't put it on our own, right? It becomes this challenging situation of how do we balance building up our homegrown platform of Sony Pictures Core, but then also on the business side, being able to provide that sort of a content relationship with those other streaming platforms. It's a challenge.
Yeah, that's got to be a difficult balance that I don't envy those people that have to try to figure that out, because
agreed,
it's like risk.
They're probably two different departments, and they like argue right across the hallway about what one wants to do and what the other does. Like it's like you and I are.
So one of them is a Larry. The other one is I don't know. A mixed, a mixture of some of the other
someone
people
that'll argue.
Yeah, he was like, no, let's just do it.
Let's just Larry
make it happen.
Oh no, that would be you and I. Yeah, because you're the very thoughtful, methodical, intelligent. Let's look at the entire roadmap, kind of a planned person. Oh, and I'm like,
we'll
figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Oh man, yeah. If I get fired, I'm just gonna come live with you. Yeah. But you got space. Live in your shoe closet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, John, they can't hear you.
John says, shout out for those that are continuing to call out some great Sony IP.
Yes. So, yes. Yeah. There's some good stuff out there. I love it. Question from Heaven Aaliyah. Does the 55, wow, I almost couldn't see that. Does the 55 Bravia 8 TV have the same specs as a 65 Bravia 8?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yes, it does.
You will actually no. Well, wow, John. It is a smaller television, since John wants to split hairs. But I will tell you this though. The interesting thing is they're so much the same that they also have the same number of pixels. So when you take that 8.3 million pixels and condense them down from a 64.5 inch diagonal down to a 54.5 inch diagonal, what you get is higher pixel density, which gives you the perception of a clearer image. So spec wise, yes. On paper, they will read the same, but from your visual experience, a 55-inch will look clearer in some cases, depending on viewing distance, than the 65-inch. So, fun
I
fact.
would also add, and I'm not sure of this,
Okay.
does the acoustic surface Audio Plus, does the difference, is it spaced out a little bit more to better match the larger screen size? Because then
It
you
is.
could essentially say you would get a little bit of a different audio experience as well. So,
You absolutely would. You would get a wider soundstage.
yeah.
You are
So,
1,000% right. So yes,
hey,
look at you, dear.
I'll take it.
Look at you.
I'll
That's
take it.
look. I like it. Yeah, good call.
That's my one for the day. All right. Daniel says, thanks for answering my question. You're very welcome. And everybody else, feel free to ask some questions too if you got them. Do you think the A9 will be added to the Sony Sound Connect app? Would love a Dolby Atmos test demo besides the one we get during calibration. Ooh. So I don't know what the plans are for other models to get support for it. We're kind of waiting to see if any more are going to get it or not. That's all I can really say about that, unfortunately. That's something we could say. That'd be cool to see that, unless you got info.
No, I meant, did I miss that? The A9 going to the Sony Sound Connect app or to Bravia Connect
Oh,
app?
it is, yeah. So it does say Sound Connect app. You're right. That's the headphone one, but I think it's the Bravia Connect app. Sorry.
Okay.
I just kind of read it as that. So
Okay, no, you're good. Yeah.
thank you for catching that.
Yeah, it absolutely will not go to the Sony Sound Connect app. That
Correct.
I can confirm.
Right.
Now,
Yes.
Bravia Connect app, not sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been.
It's definitely something we'll have to kind of wait and see if it does expand into other products. As far as the more Dolby Atmos like test content, that would be pretty cool, because I know sometimes you look something up on YouTube, for example, and you find something that says it's this epic, but it's not true. Dolby Atmos are actually processing it correctly to actually give you the accurate experience. But man, I do love a good demo. I do miss some of that stuff. Cool. All right, trying to work down the chain here. Vedant says, honestly, I expected Voice Zoom 3 to just boost human voices, but the way it goes to -5 and reduces the voice was unexpected and mind-boggling. I love that you bring that up, because I remember when we were first shown this, and I was like, wait, why can't I go to -5? Like, what would you do that for? And I kind of, in my mind, thought, my first thought versus what they kind of recommended, which is more there for your purposes, you could probably add, from your side. But I was like, sometimes you get a great movie where you just love the sound effects and the music, because you've seen the movie 1,000 times, the words, and it just kind of enhances that experience a little bit. I actually haven't had a chance to sit and watch a movie like that, because my sound system doesn't support Voice Zoom 3. TV does, though. So, but I thought that would be really cool to experience movies in a different way. But the way they kind of talked about it when they showed it kind of made perfect sense. I know. Do you use it in the way that I'm thinking?
Oh,
you
for
might
sports?
use it?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So I pull for sports teams that aren't geographically where I'm located. So when I do catch a broadcast, it's oftentimes the other team's local broadcasters that I'm watching. And if I think something is a foul, it's absolutely a foul. I don't need some commentator trying to tell me how it was such an epic play, how they, went to the basket or whatever. That's clearly not aligned with what I saw. So I just shut them up and watch the gameplay. I still hear the sneakers on the court. I still hear the ball dribbling, the net. I hear everything else except for the line commentators that are trying to say their team's better than mine.
I love it.
There you have it.
I love it. I apologize that I missed a comment here. Don't want to do that. DB, hi guys. Do you have any information about Google TV 14 rolling out on the A95L? Greetings from Germany. Man, we got people from Germany. I see a comment from Saudi Arabia. Man, I love it. Going global. But yeah, anyway, back to the question. I know this is something we sort of have talked about. We don't. Here's what I can say. I know it seems like you're biting your tongue, and that's okay. Like you're trying not to say something, baby.
Oh,
it looks like
no.
Or you're deep inside.
No, I was actually, John probably knows, I was bringing up my Android TV OS in case he wanted to flash it.
Got it.
And I don't know if it's up there right now. I don't have any sensitive information up there, do I? No, I don't. Okay. Is it up there, John? Can you see it? Okay. So here's what I'd like for you guys to do. And this is, I want to throw this back on you guys. This is the Bravia 9 you're looking at right now, and it has Android TV OS version 12. One of the things that we've been very meticulous about from engineering side is making sure that the features of a particular Android TV OS build matches the need of the television. Some TVs have built-in features that may be present on, let's say, Android 14 that don't cause us to need Android 14. Another TV manufacturer may not have, which is a big one. If you go look at like the difference between 12 and 14, some of the accessibility features, right? So some things like, where are we at? So with accessibility, we have captions, high contrast, text to speech, talkback, magnification, screen reader, color inversion, grayscale mode. We have tons of accessibility features that are built into our TV that other TV manufacturers may not have. And some of those features were introduced in, let's say, Android 14, making that the OS that brand X and brand I needed to switch to be able to take advantage of that. Some of the other things have been security patches and other things that make your TV and your personal information that's found in the TV also more secure. Again, some of the things that we take very seriously and have made sure that that's there. What I would like to hear, and send an email about this because I'm all about making a compelling case to give you all what you want. If you go online and look at some side-by-side comparisons for things that you see on, let's say, Android 14, since that's what we're talking about, compared to Android 12, let me know, let Derek and I know some of those things that you think are missing that you would like, that you think would make the TV better having that OS, and we will absolutely, share that to make that case. But yeah, that's my share on that. If that's okay.
Yeah, we actually get that question quite often about when is whichever version going to whatever TV. Unfortunately, we don't always have full insight into that because that's actually a partnership between Sony and Google. And collectively, they need to make that agreement to whatever happens. So great question. I wish I had an answer for it, but ultimately we don't. But yeah, definitely take a look and see, what sort of features are you waiting for or looking for, expecting us to have from these updates? And we could use that as more of a specific reason, I guess, in our sharing of your perspectives, our fans and customers. This is what the people want. That would be good to kind of see, because even if they can find a way to make that happen, I don't know. I don't know if they do, but we'll see. But I love it. There was
Give people what they want.
Where did I see it? Where did I see it? Where did it go? Oh, did he? Where? Oh, yeah. So I see that Derek has lapel mic. Are you using the Elgato Wave 3? Nope. Larry, don't use that. What do you got there?
Oh, what do I use?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, you're the other person in the show.
ECM S1. Yeah, podcast mic, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What brand is that?
Yeah, Sony. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, it's not focusing on it.
Slow transition thing. Yeah, I keep my focus transition thing on like super slow because I do a lot of hand gestures and stuff, and you guys would get seasick with all these stuff. So that's on me.
But yeah, it's a pretty good mic. I like it. Yeah. Then there's a whole bunch of stuff about the possibility. Will Lee is asking about smell-o-vision. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the concept. I think it's a little too risky, in my opinion. But
listen, I don't know if this is because I'm just immature at heart or whatever. But as soon as I saw smell-o-vision, I just imagine like what you and I were talking about earlier, Derek, like a zombie movie. Like that would be terrible in smell-o-vision. I mean, just imagine it, right? Like, ugh.
Gross. All right, we're gonna start wrapping up, but we'll definitely get through the questions that are there. Next one on the list: are we getting QD OLED in 2020. Are we getting at QD OLED in 2025? Says Andrew. We have it now, technically, with the A95L. So what's next? We'll see. But I mean, obviously, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be talking about whatever is next whenever that does happen. Find it here first, and you can ask all your questions to us, and we'll do our best to answer when that stuff all happens. So I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. But we'll see. We'll see.
Derek has promised you guys that he will wear a hidden lapel mic to record any confidential conversation so that you guys can be privy to that information. Right, Derek?
False. I don't break promises. So that is not true. Yeah, never. It kind of fits awkwardly on this, but anyway. All right. So, but I do want to get to this, because this actually brings up a little bit of a conversation. I lost it. There it is. Heavenlia says, so would it be better to do the 55-inch? This was the conversation between the 55 and 65 Bravia 8. That, because you mentioned pixel density being closer, but it's all based on your distance from your TV, is factors in. Granted, 4K has a ton of pixels, so even within what's the standard, quote unquote, standard for that? I don't recall, because it hasn't really been the conversation like 10 inches, 10 inches per, God, John, you need a microphone. 10 inches per screen on the screen size is a foot of viewing distance. So you should be, that's kind of the ideal. If you're closer, you could potentially to not get as sharp of a picture, but honestly, it kind of depends on how sensitive you are to that. Now, if you shove your face in the screen, it's not going to look so good. But really, it kind of depends on your viewing distance and if you prefer the larger size. So I wouldn't say that it's super critical. I have a 55-inch behind me, but that's because I'm like 4 feet away and it looks great. But I have a 65 downstairs and I'm about 8 feet away. So I think they look amazing. But I think that would be more of the factor to determine. Also personal preference more than anything.
Personal preferences. I will say so I mentioned pixel density, but that's having both TVs side by side and maybe at a certain distance being able to tell, right? If you don't have the TVs side by side, your perception is going to be pretty close to the same, especially because it's an OLED. I'm not going to endorse one over the, well, I will. I can't tell you what to do, but man, I always get the larger TV, because I just hate if the space allows for it, right? Because I would hate to go, God, I should have got the 65-inch. You know what I mean? I hate that feeling. And very rarely do people go, you know what, I should have got the 55. Like that's rare. It happens. It absolutely. I had an 85-inch in the office, and I'm like, yeah, this is way too much. This has got to go. So I understand that, but other than that, I definitely go bigger.
Nice.
Big screen. It could have been an 85-inch.
John, they can't hear you when you make sassy comments, and then Larry reacts. They're just like, what's going on? You're getting a mic next time.
Do we really have a conference call in 10 minutes?
Oh, we didn't prep for our thing that we do in 30 minutes. I think we gotta touch base on that.
All right. Well, can I show one thing real quick before we start wrapping up?
I want to hit the rest of the questions.
Oh, great. Yeah. Let's do those first.
Okay. We'll get through the questions. Larry's gonna do something that's hopefully cool, and then we'll part ways for now, and we'll go from there. Okay. Let's see. Vedant has another suggestion full of ideas, and I like it. Okay. Can we have an option to hide the volume change information, basically the volume numbers? Be kind of cool to if there was a way to minimize it or have that option be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the idea of it. So yeah, we'll share that, see what happens. And Daniel's from Sweden. That's awesome. We are global. I love it.
Global, cool. Baby. Yeah.
Let's see. GM says, is the Bravia 3789 are going to receive an update for iOS? Could you elaborate on what you're looking for exactly? Yeah, they AirPlay and the
I forgot what I'm sitting here trying to remember what it's called. Also,
I think what else?
the home thing. No.
Yeah, yep, Apple TV
Oh,
app.
will it have the native Apple TV app? It does. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
if you
does.
could let us know exactly what you're looking for, we could maybe get a better answer for you. So
Apple
let us
TV.
know if you don't mind.
Are we allowed to say Apple TV?
You already did. All right. So Vedant, another ones. Do Sony headphones work better with Bravia TVs, or any would work fine for 360 audio or surround? So it depends on how you're connecting, really.
Yes.
So select Sony headphones do have 3D audio support via Bluetooth. Depending on the model of the TV, you may need an adapter. The current newer models do not in the Bravia 789 A95L. But if you were getting like a different sort of setup, and we offer, I don't know the model off the top of my head, that actually plugs in optical, can give you surround sound, but I'm sure there are other options that you could do headphones that allow for actual more, I don't know, actually, is there a thing that does that? What other 3D options would there be? I mean, optical wouldn't support that many channels, or it would simulate it maybe,
right?
Because that's just surround sound. But otherwise, you'd need HDMI connection. I hadn't really thought this through before I started answering. I'm not gonna lie.
You were on a roll. I thought
I was, and then crash and burn. But yeah, if you're looking for 3D audio specifically, I do not know of another brand that would be able to do that, aside from our headphones, the compatible ones with our TVs. Again, if you need the wireless adapter WLANS7,
yep,
I think is what it was, something like that,
yep.
which you can get, and then you can use the WH XM4s, XM5s, the WF XM5s. That's the one I can think of off the top of my head.
Oh my god! Now I know why. Now I know why we started changing our model names. I'm sorry. Just hearing you ramble those off.
Here's 1,000 letters and numbers.
Oh my goodness! Now it just. Oh, Derek has a video about it.
About what? What did I do? Oh yeah. And I mentioned specifically John, they can't hear you. Don't talk like they can hear you. Yes, there is a video that is out there talking about the relationship between Bravia TVs and select headphones and kind of the different options you get, 3D audio being one of them. Now, I just saw a comment from Daniel Flores. He said Tempest 3D on PS5. Hey, fun fact, the Theater U, which is awesome. Absolutely love this thing. This actually does support Tempest Audio 3D. It comes with an adapter that you plug into the controller, and then you have full functionality in the PS5 to adjust the 3D audio experience in the console. It's awesome. Super, super awesome.
How do you like that for working together? Nice.
There you go. Let's see. Daniel Flores also says we need a PS5 Pro widget / thumbnail on Bravia XR TV menus. My TV, X95L, only recognizes the PS5 Pro as a PS5. Is that possible? Cheers and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well. Possible? Probably. I don't know, because I think that's ultimately going to be probably more of a PlayStation thing, I would expect.
Maybe,
because
you're talking about the input.
That's what I'm gathering from that. Yeah.
If it's that, that TV team should be able to, because that's within the.
Well, it depends on what information. Oh, it would make.
No custom. It reads the identification of the device. I don't think there's a custom for it. Let's take that back, because that'd be a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah, just a nice little bonus. Like, take pride in the fact that you got a pro. You know what I mean?
I like that. Yeah,
that's
man.
awesome.
Screenshot social media. You can flex with that. I like it. Yes.
What, is he here?
Oh no, just shout it. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say I didn't see him. Okay. Let's see. Luca making a comment here about becoming a showrunner for a Sony show that's really on hold. Not up to me, but that would be pretty awesome, because then you'd have to hook us up, and getting to see that on set experience, but that would be pretty awesome. I want to see your name on some credits in the future. Keep doing what you're doing.
Luca, if you get a petition started, I'll definitely sign it. Let's go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right. So let's see. Akmarok, I don't know if I said that right. Apologize if I did. Will there be new high-res wired headphones? And then Luca, with his knowledge, mentioned the MDR M1 just came out recently, which is true.
Yep.
And as far as other models, I don't have anything to share at this point. And we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens. I'm interested to see what's next in any form of headphone thing. Because I imagine
we would get a call. Yeah, if that happens, we will get a phone call to do.
I'm excited for whatever it is.
We'll be able to. Yeah, we'll definitely be able to break that news.
Okay, GM did put an update here. Bravia 3789. I mean, receive Android update for future. I'm guessing like the up-to-date Android TV OS. I'm guessing. As we kind of talked about, we don't really know what that's going to be. But we did kind of talk about too, and again for you, if there are specific features of the most recent Android TV version that's available, what are you looking for? Let us know. Send us an email and say these are the features I want in this update, so we can start to put together some stuff that we can share and add a little bit more weight to people wanting the most up-to-date version versus just it being, because the speculation, they just want the most up-to-date thing, which I get. But sometimes they're just accessibility changes, which we already have often. Oh, hang on, my alarm is going off. Get my daughter very soon, so we got to wrap up soon. But Will Tech is here. Oh boy, little late, but that's okay. Thanks for being here. Enjoy, and good to have you back. Hey guys, having JT on last episode was awesome. He provided some great insight and answers to our questions. Thanks for that. Hey, yay! No, I appreciate that. We do look forward to having him on the show more now that he is actually San Diego based, which is where we go and we shoot our actual after hours show. Hopefully he'll be joining us for more stuff. So I was waiting for a comment from Will as well. But no, that's awesome. Good to have you back. Thanks for joining us again as well. Let's see.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Andrew Burns, sorry for the typo. I'm working and listening. Yeah, I get that. I appreciate you being here, though. At the same time, yep, I have a Sony A95L QD OLED. Just see if I need to save money for a new QD OLED in 2025. We got to wait and see, unfortunately. They're saying just in case, because really, there's going to be something at some point you're going to want to get. I don't know if it's this year, next year, year after that. I don't know, but I mean, A95L is a killer TV. So,
I mean, if you think about the last couple of years, we've all wanted to buy, like let's back up in time, right? A95L, end of 2023, right? Right? Yeah. A95L came out end of 2023. And I was like, man, should I save up money? And then Bravia 9 came. I was like, oh, I want the Bravia 9. I think that, especially with our top tier, and we have no idea what's coming. We're hoping to learn along with you guys. But every year I find myself at the A95K, I'm like, I'm done. I don't need another TV. I'm good. And then A95L, I'm like, ooh, but do I need an A95L now? And Derek stole it. And then it's like, ooh, I want the Bravia 9. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's with innovation technology, especially a brand like ours. I think every year you will always be confronted with that. I want this. I'm going to get this. But man, I'm probably going to want what comes out next year. So here's what you do.
Yeah.
Just buy a new TV every year.
There you go. Problem solved, right? Yeah. So prepare for every year to be ready to get something new and
save yourself the stress.
There you go.
Just be ready.
Yeah, it's not stressful at all. Sure. Yeah. I don't know if you still want to share. We're going to share. I'm going to make one comment because I got to get my daughter from the bus stop in minutes. So I don't know if I can bail while you show whatever you're going to show, but I do just want to comment that Will Tech said you didn't get notified that this one was happening. Yeah, we were very last minute. Let's just call it that. Would have been here from the beginning. Larry probably blocked sending me notes.
Never. No, JT probably did. Yeah.
Blame
Never
it on
seen JT sweat, Will. Good job. Good job. Good job.
I love it.
Yeah, because I know you've got to jump in a couple of minutes. So we will definitely wrap up now, guys. We just wanted to make sure that we could come on here and spend time. I do want to show you guys one thing, because there's been a lot of conversation regarding the Google TV updates that's rolling out to our TVs and some of the cool things that are happening. Internally, we call it Google TV 2.0, but that's not quite what it is. And I should wake up my TV now. Okay, there we go. So, John, I don't know if you want to throw my TV on the screen real quick. All right, cool. So for those that are just kind of curious to some of the updates, the biggest thing that we've talked about has been home panel, which I thought is really cool. So I'm going to put myself at a little bit of risk and give you guys kind of a peek into kind of my home panel. But the way you access it is when you go to settings, you have this pop out over here. Also, you can long press the home button, and regardless of what content you're on or what screen you're on, this window will pop up. You'll see here I've got Google Home. And what this does is it gives me all of the controls that I normally have on my mobile device right here on my TV. So you see there's 10 cameras, 18 lights, and 6 climate devices. Anyway, so your favorites that you set up on your Google Home app on your phone translate over here, right? So you have sort of a quick shot of everything and the condition that's going on, and even some of the favorites of your camera. But that's where I want to kind of go to real quick to show you guys something cool. So when you go to cameras, it has, let me get down here to something I'm okay with. All right, theater room, that works. Okay, so what it does is it shows you in real time. You can take a look at any of the cameras that you want to see. You can take it and it'll pop up and go, full screen for you to be able to kind of take a glance or a glimpse of what's going on should you need to. And you just have that access available. With respect to climate devices, which is super cool, right? So I can go here and I can adjust my downstairs temperature up, which will make my wife happy, or I can lower it. Same thing with here. I can turn on fans on and off. You just get tons of controls that are accessible right here while you're watching your TV. Again, like I said, if you're watching content, obviously I can't show content here. You're able to just bring it up and show the screen as is and make any of the changes. One thing that I'm looking forward to testing that I haven't done so quite yet is popular function with Google Nest doorbell products. So if you're watching your favorite Sony movie or Sony TV show, someone rings your front door, a little window will pop up at the top right, and it'll notify which device is being shown, and you'll get a quick preview of who's at the door without interrupting your content. You can also then select that option and then take, the doorbell video feed to a full screen. Question you may have is, will I then be able to activate the doorbell to have the two-way conversation with someone that's at my front door? I don't know yet. I need to test that. I just thought about that as I was kind of walking through this demonstration. But this integration of Google TV, bringing this level of control to the centerpiece of many of your rooms, whether it's bedroom, living room, secondary viewing, or wherever the case may be, it's a nice and welcomed, addition to the Google platform. So I'm super happy to get that in there. So I just wanted to make sure that we could show that to you guys before we left. And I don't,
I came back.
Oh, Derek's back. Hey,
I came back.
Derek came back.
Yeah, she's 5. She can fend for herself. No, I'm just kidding. My wife's going out there.
Modern parenting. Good job. No, I'm just kidding.
Um,
That's how I think it was when I was a kid. I think at 5, I was like walking 20 blocks to get home in the snow uphill. And at least that's the story I tell my kids. So.
Yeah, tons of snow by you, sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so we are going to wrap up though. But shout out to Stop the FOMO. FOMO, thanks for joining us. Yes, we were kind of, I guess, spontaneous, but I got a message from Andrew, our go-between, if you will, which we don't need a go-between. We can talk, but yes, we need to catch up sometime. We'll hang out. We'll talk about some cool stuff that's coming out when we can talk about cool stuff that's coming out, whenever that happens.
So I really want us to talk. I really want us to get together soon.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll talk for sure.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us as well. John's talking right now. Oh yes, yeah, they're admiring your home. Yep. He's
this is my wife's house. I just live here. This space that I'm in right now is the only place that I can call my own. So leave it at that.
We do have let's see where to go. DB is asking, is this feature available on A95L in Europe? I missed part of what you were going over, so I'm not sure which part that's referring to.
Oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. Hold tight. I'll pull that up. I'll give you that answer here in a second.
Okay. While you're doing that, Will Tech always wants to add in that tough question. Of course. If you guys have time, of course, we'll make time for your questions. There was a new firmware for the A95L in the US that just came out. Yeah, like yesterday, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what was fixed, changed on it, other than the standard general performance improvements? That is actually what I know. So, yeah, I don't have anything beyond that. So sometimes there are these performance improvements that they don't give like a specific detail for, and we don't actually get that info that solves a thing that is rare or something like that. But actually, I don't know. So we'll kind of just assume it was all good things because it should be. So sorry, I don't have a good answer for you, but I kind of expected you to ask that. I'm not going to lie. So I kind of got a little preemptive on the answer for that one, but I didn't get an answer. So there we are.
Cool. Oh, sorry. I have the answer. Just took me a second.
Yeah, because he just clarified temperature, light, etc.
Yep. I'm probably going to get it anyway. I don't know what I'm supposed to share. According to Google and our documents from Google, the home panel on Google TV availability will be global. As far as the rollout, because that's the natural next question, when will I get it, right? It is that is completely in control of Google. We don't know their roadmap. I know that updates began on November 29th. I received it was just very random. I received two TVs got the update on the 29th, and then my newest TV, the Bravia 9, wasn't updated until the next week. My A80J, ironically, was the first TV that got the update. So it is listed as a global availability, but again, timetable on that pending. We don't know that.
Yep. Because nobody can hear you, John. Nobody can hear you.
That was great, John.
John was mentioning that they're prioritizing the subscribers of the Sony Connect YouTube channel. So
that's great.
Think about that. but yeah, we do have to duck out of here because we do have a call in 10 minutes that we're not fully prepped for. So that's gonna be interesting.
Fully prepped. We have no prep for it. Zero prep.
It's gonna be awkward. Okay, so that said, I want to thank all of you for being here and joining us. The great things that we hear about, the appreciation of us doing this, that's what really means the most to what we're doing. Our goal, which came from sort of ideas like, hey, let's be real and just talk to people and just get this information. I really believe that we're doing it in a good way, but we need people to see that. So the more you can share this out, the more subscribers we get, the more weight we can carry if there's any pushback to us spending our time to do this, because it is the middle of our day and you know, it is what it is. But we want to be here to support you and have these conversations and really just hang out and have fun, really. So I appreciate y'all being here. Happy holidays, whatever one you celebrate or don't, that's great. Happy New Year as well. Be safe. We will be gone for the next couple of weeks. I'll still do my best to be answering questions that come up in the email and probably comments on the videos as well. I'll do my best to keep up with that. But then we will have a special CES show when we come back. So join us then. Larry, you got anything for the people?
January 6th, be safe, be well, take care of each other, right, Derek? That's your usual line, right? You know?
Yeah.
Most importantly, find some time over the holiday period to disconnect and spend time with those that you value the most, whether it's family, friends, pets, doesn't matter. Take some time for you and reflect on just the amazing year that we've all had. And let's look forward to a new year. So
Yeah,
that's all I got.
absolutely. And hopefully you'll all join us in the next year.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
John, we were
And
talking over
January 6th. Yeah, January 6th is our CES episode of Sony After Hours Support. Don't miss it.
Yeah, it'll be fun because we're doing it the night of the press event, right? So yeah, so a little bit after. So we'll be able to talk about some of that stuff. We might not have all of the information because a lot of it will be fresh and new for us as well. So we'll talk about it, whatever happens and is going on, and hang out with us in chat. That'd be great.
We might be broadcasting from the service elevator. Don't judge. It is important for us to bring the show to you no matter how we can. Yeah, loading dock, back alley, who knows? But we will be here. We'll definitely be here for you.
That's right. Cool. Awesome. Well, thanks again. Appreciate it. Send us some comments after the live if you have any questions, or send us an email. We'll do our best to answer everything you got. And we'll see you next time. So be well, be good to each other. Take care.